Maybe you're just starting out leveraging AI to create your content, your blog posts, your videos, outlines, strategies, anything that's really to help your business. And that blank screen that you're staring down can be difficult. You don't really know exactly how a good prompt works and how to write it. But who knows better than how to write a good prompt than the folks over at ChatGPT? So ChatGPT just released a new and currently at least free prompt generator where they actually help you write your prompts. Now, the rub is you're not going to find it on the front end when you go to ChatGPT, such as when you come here and you type in your prompt there. You have to go to the I call it the back end, but go to their playground, which is through OpenAI. So OpenAI owns ChatGPT. On the back end, there's a developer playground, the developer resources that allow developers to then go and create different tools and try different things out in the playground. Hopefully I said developer enough there, but you get the gist of it. But it doesn't have to be just for developers. You can use it too. Now, here's the requirement though. You do need to sign up for a OpenAI account. You'll see if you go to openai.com, you can sign up there. And then once you've signed up, you can go to platform.openai and then into the playground here. And you'll see in the playground, we've got two different options here. So the first option being system instructions at the top, and then down here, enter your user message. The user message is the same thing that you see at ChatGPT where you enter your prompt. The system instructions are different. That's where developers use essentially prompts to provide instructions that then when they're using AI API tools to grab information, process it with OpenAI's AI, and then spit it back out through another API, they use these instructions to basically run a prompt. The great news for now, at least for us, it is free once we get that free account, and I can come up here. Now, I will tell you just real quick, when you create an OpenAI account, you have to use a credit card, but they work on a usage basis and not a per month fee. So to use their services, calling out to the API and using the AI resources, there's small penny-ish, maybe fractions of penny-ish charges that go along with that. But also, if you come down here to this user message section, they do charge for that too. Again, I wouldn't get too concerned if you put in a prompt accidentally there. You might have a penny, really, really sophisticated prompt, maybe 4 cents or something like that. But for now, we're going to use this. And up here in this generator, this bad boy is currently free. So what do you do here? Well, I want to create a prompt and I don't know where to start, as we mentioned before. So let's say I want to write a compelling blog post for my business. So instead of putting the prompt in, what I'm going to say is generate. And up here pops up a window that asks me, what do I want to do? What am I trying to get out of this? And you'll see here, free beta currently. I want to write a blog post. Now, that would not be a great prompt in the real world. It would spit something out, but it would spit something out you probably don't want. When I hit create, what it spits out is the instructions for the prompt. And you'll see it does a very nice job. It tells me here's what the steps are going to be to creating the prompt. Here's the output format that we want the blog post to look like, the number of words, intro paragraph, conclusion paragraph, and really importantly, when writing a good prompt, some examples. And so it's going in here and it's saying, here's an example of what I am looking for so that it knows how to model that. And then some additional notes, consider SEO and things like that. This really is a very nice prompt at its basic structure. But again, it doesn't give us a blog post. What we can do though, is grab this prompt that it very deftly wrote for us. I've been trying to work in the word deftly for a while now, and I'm glad that I was able to. And now I'm going to come over here to regular old ChatGPT, regular old. And I'm going to, in our regular message section, which remember, this one is free, I'm going to paste that prompt in there. I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to spit out, in this case, a blog post for me. When I created the blog post, it did something that it doesn't do every time, but I want to call out since it did it. It gave us 2 responses. It's A/B testing its results. And so it gave us 2 different blog posts using the same set of instructions, which is nice. I can compare the 2, and we're helping ChatGPT out also by giving them the information about which one we like best. I am going to, just for this purpose, say I prefer the response for the one on the right. I like the fact that it has numbers instead of bullets in there. That's just sort of my thing. but it generates this blog post for us. And it does a very nice job because it knows what to ask itself to do. And so it creates that. Now, question that I have is, when we have these prompts, what works better? The prompt from ChatGPT, or let's say a prompt that I created for myself? So that was ChatGPT. And I'm going to put this in a Google Doc and let you read it later. Then I'm going to come over to a GPT that I created. Next video somewhere in there. Look for it on the site, on the channel. I'll get that right sooner or later on the channel. I have a GPT. I've named it blog post. I almost said deftly named it blog post, but I've named it blog post. And what this one does is when I click the instructions, it says, sure, let me write you an article. What I need first is the title of the article and the keywords. So I'm going to come back over here to this post that it just created using its own prompt generator. I'm going to get that title. I'm going to say AI for SMB owners is going to be my keyword, just because I want to pick something. And so I'll tell it in this prompt because it's asking for the title. And then I'm going to put in the keyword, which I think I said AI for SMB. By the way, that's not a great keyword. Sometime we can talk about keywords, but at least it's going to get me started on there. And then it's going to create the blog post from a set of instructions I have. And so it is created based on a prompt that I have stored in a GPT, another blog post for that. So here's the original blog post. Here's the one that it used my instructions for. I'm going to put them both, like I said, in a document that I will post in the notes below, and you can grab that link. And for yourself, decide which one do you like better, where are the differences. And that's what this is all about, is learning these pieces. But I do want to go one step further real quick here into the GPT itself that we're looking at here, so you understand the difference between the one that the prompt generator created and the one that I created some point in time for this GPT. You'll see here's my instructions, and here's what that prompt looks like. It's a little bit longer than the one that the prompt generator from ChatGPT created. Has some other things in there about humanizing and those types of things. I will put this prompt in the notes below, but also if you go to ChatGPT and you have access and you search for blog post, I should give it a better name for the GPT, but under my name, Judson Voss, you will be able to run it yourself there also. And you can compare and contrast. So just to recap here, a couple things. Number one, and I think this might be bigger than anything else when you're just starting out, being able to understand some of the inner workings of what makes a good prompt is really important. And you'll see here that ChatGPT knows what it's doing. So I would say study the way they put this together, even if you don't use the generator. Maybe it goes away from being free and gets really expensive next week. Who knows? Having this structure and understanding how to put it together and using this as a sort of copying tool from the chief prompters, ChatGPT, I think is priceless. I think it's a wonderful way to do that. So I encourage you to try it out. I encourage you to leave your feedback in the comments below from what you saw and what you learned. And then, as I mentioned in future videos, we are going to take a look at a little bit more in depth at another new tool from ChatGPT on the user side. And then after that, talk a little bit more about what is a GPT and how do you create those custom instructions and what can you use it for to leverage in your business.